Welcome to the PLEO RB video tutorials. In this first video, we will show you all the stuff you will find once you open the basic pack. Let's go! This is PLEO RB packaging. Here you can find the main actor, PLEO, which comes with all these accessories, as well as the companion and quick guide. This is the clock battery, which is used to set PLEO RB noontime. This is the lithium battery, which allows PLEO RB to live. The charging cradle, used to charge the lithium battery, and the universal adapter, a USB cable. An ID card, which will allow you to name your PLEO RB. A red, green, and yellow training leaf. A tug-of-war toy. A conifer leaf, which is PLEO RB main food. A bowel learning stone used to teach PLEO RB. A salt rock, which will heal PLEO when it's injured. And a mint leaf, used when PLEO RB is sick. Finally, you'll find this typical dinosaur clothing, perfect for those cold winter days. You'll find a guide on how to dress him inside the packaging. And that's all. Oh, how nice! In this tutorial video, we will show you how to bring PLEO RB up and the mechanical pieces that you need, talk about his learning stages, and then show you about long-term maintenance. One of the major things that happens when you get PLEO RB is that you've charged the battery up, and most people are very excited to see PLEO, so the first thing they do is they put the battery in. Crank it over. They hit the on button. They see the green indicator light. They put PLEO up, ready to play with him. It takes about 10 seconds for him to talk to all of his processors and all that sort of thing. And then suddenly PLEO will stand up like this, and then you will more than likely hear this, and you will continue to hear this forever. All right, this doesn't mean he's broken. Basically, that is a little you haven't put in my real-time clock. Go ahead and pull the battery back out. You'll need a screwdriver. Remove this plate. Just unscrew it. Stick your fingernail in the little slot, pull this over, and set it to the side. Now take your internal real-time clock battery. It comes with the basic pack. There's one side that has writing and a plus. There's nothing on the other side of the battery. So, the negative side will touch the middle tab here, and you will see these two small tabs. These are critical. Those two tabs have to be on top of the battery. You see how that is? That's really critical. Screw the tab again. Now a critical piece. You can take a paperclip, a staple, anything really. There's a small hole right here. You have to put the paperclip into the hole and press down. You will feel a click. So you push that down for a couple of seconds. 1, 2, and then pull it out. That set the noon. Remember to press this button again when it is real noon. So now, when we put the battery back in, click the power button. You'll see that the indicator light is green, which means that the battery is good. Now, after 10 seconds, and after all the processors are talking and getting all happy, that's always a good indicator, PLEO will go into its hatchling mode. This is the first mode for PLEO. Now, during this time, you need to pet PLEO and love him. Read the instruction book, but just get used to PLEO, kind of how to take care of him, how his look and feel is. Now, this is a time when PLEO will start to evolve and start to learn about his environment. He'll open his eyes and look around. Each PLEO RB is different and will get different time for him to evolve to the next stage. It will all depend on its DNA and the way you take care of him. Nevertheless, it'll be several hours, even days. This is PLEO RB during its socialized stage. He's gone from being a hatchling, and this is stage 2 of his development. Now, he's not really graceful. He's a little clumsy. He'll bump into things. He'll be a little sluggish. He needs lots of love and affection during this period. Feeding him, providing him with medicines and all that sort of thing will keep him healthy. When he starts to leave this stage to go to the next one, you'll notice that he'll start walking around and start to move. It'll be a little clumsy at first, but this is the first time he's really seeing what's out in the world. This is stage 3 of development. PLEO RB is a juvenile. This is where the fun really begins. Now you've nurtured him up from a hatchling, socialized stage, now he's juvenile. He's more active, more vocal. He'll start to walk around and move around. During this stage of development, you can teach PLEO RB his name, and you can teach him learning stunts. But remember, before you do that, make sure he's well fed. Make sure that he's been petted and loved, and he's in a really good mood. If he's being really cranky at you, then that means he's hungry. So make sure he's in a good mode and then teach him his name. It's time. He'll explore more too and walk around. So this is a really exciting stage. In the 4th and last stage, PLEO RB is mature. You've had PLEO a long time now. He's a member of the family at this point. Now, just like a regular pet, he'll start to slow down a little bit. Maybe he'll sleep a little more. When he's walking, maybe he'll have a certain little quirk to his walk at this point. But that's just part of the aging process for PLEO. But remember, he's learned from you, and he's learned in his environment, and he's adapted over time. So, mature PLEO is still a great PLEO and a great family pet. From time to time, your PLEO RB will get soiled, sticky kid fingers. You know the problems. You can take a wet washcloth, wring all of the water out of it so there's no dripping water, and then gently wash his skin off. It'll come right off. You can also use wipes for cleaning it. We're now ready to teach PLEO RB his name. Now, PLEO's a juvenile. He's up, he's moving around, and you can tell that he's pretty well mature now. So, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that PLEO is in a good frame of mind. So, make sure he's well fed, that he's in a great mood, because just like a real animal, he has to be in a good mood to learn his name. So let's feed him. All right, we've fed PLEO up, and he's in pretty good shape. We take the ID which came with PLEO in the basic pack and present it under his chin, and he'll open his mouth and accept it. PLEO. PLEO. Now, if he has accepted your command, he'll act all happy, wiggle his head a few times, and then drop the card. If he's dropped the card, he knows his name. Now remember, his name is speaker dependent, which means that any language, any word, anything you want to call your PLEO, and even the nonsense names, as long as you can recall it. And that's how you teach PLEO his name. So now, to get his attention, press your fingers on the side of his nose for 2 seconds. PLEO. And then, if he recognizes his name, he's all pumped up and happy. As you'll notice, he's waiting for the second command. If you don't give him a command, that's okay, and in a moment, he'll stop and go back to what he was doing. That's teaching PLEO RB his name. Isn't that great? When PLEO RB gets hungry, he'll start making a little noise. As you can tell right here, he's a wee bit on the hungry side. So take your feeding leaf, present it under the chin, and I'll bet you he'll open his mouth for it. Oh yeah, remember, you need to feed your PLEO every day. Make sure you set that real-time clock under the foot for noon. By your local noontime and every afternoon, PLEO will get hungry. He'll let you know. He's kind of rambunctious. He's very loud, and he just won't settle down. That's sort of the indication, and once he's done, he drops the leaf, and he's in great shape. You can overfeed PLEO and make him sick. If you keep force-feeding him and feeding him and feeding him, then he'll eventually get a little sick, but a little of his medicines will get him back. But that's it. If PLEO is making a lot of noise and he's really aggressive and really bugging you, well then he's probably hungry. So just take your little leaf and give him a little something to eat. Let's talk a little about PLEO RB favourite foods. As you know, in the basic pack you'll find the conifer leaf, which is a basic daily food for PLEO. But you can acquire different foods separately, which will enhance PLEO life to another level. In this video, we will show you the hot pepper, the sugar, and a cycad leaf. Can you imagine what kind of effects these will cause on PLEO? Now, let's check this hot pepper out. This is a kind of high-energy snack. Let's see what happens. What you should see is a wee bit of a boost in activity. One of the best things about having a PLEO is that you just don't know what's going to happen. You'll get surprised all of the time. Holy cow, he's gone into Godzilla mode. Come on, it's over. Let's try this little leaf right here and see what happens here. Oh, he seems to like that one. Great! This is another daily food, but with a different taste from the conifer leaf. It's nice to change sometimes, isn't it? This is PLEO's favourite snack. It's sugar. What kid doesn't like sugar? So place it under his chin, and PLEO would really have to be in a super bad shape not to want his sugar. Life is good, huh? He really loves it. You can in fact overfeed PLEO. Let's say we just keep on giving him sugar over and over and over again. Then eventually he'll mimic a little throw up. At this point, you'll have to give him a mint leaf or some kind of herb to get back into the swing of things. So you can overfeed PLEO, but remember, he'll always survive. And those are some of his basic favourite foods. Enjoy, experiment with these different foods, and see how PLEO responds and interacts with you. From the moment PLEO RB is on its third stage of evolution, the juvenile one, it's ready to learn verbal commands. For that, we need to use the learning stones. You can find one on the PLEO RB basic pack. Present the learning stone under his chin and he'll open his mouth to accept it. Once it is in its mouth, bow. You'll have to say the verbal command you want him to remember twice. Bow. He'll act all happy and will wiggle his head a few times if he learns it. Well done. If we want him to carry out a verbal command, we have to get his attention first by pressing both cheeks for a few seconds. Once he's paying attention, we have to say his name. PLEO. Ook. That's your name? Yes. We will then wait for a verbal command, so let's tell him to bow. Bow. Oh, that's it. Good boy. Good boy. There are 6 different learning stones that you can acquire separately, which can teach PLEO RB how to sing, dance, or play dead, for example. Oh, you don't believe us? Let me show you. Enjoy your PLEO RB and discover all the cool things he can do. PLEO RB loves to be played with, and you should play with your PLEO every day. Play with PLEO. This is his little tug-of-war. Put it underneath his chin, and if he's in a good mood and you've taken good care of him, I bet he won't refuse. Put it in his mouth and he'll clamp down on it. Come on, give me that, give me that. And the battle is on. But if you win too quick, let's see what he does. Oh, big Mopey, look how sad you are. PLEO will play tug-of-war, and it's like a dog retrieving a ball. He'll just keep going and going and going. If you pull it out too fast, he loses. He gets a little sad, and he gets a bit mopey. But he recovers. But he definitely wants to play if he's in good health. So keep your PLEO in good health. Play with him a little bit every day, and he'll love you. If the lights suddenly go out and PLEO RB is afraid, just pet him a little bit and talk soothingly to him. He'll be fine and back up to his old self in no time.